Hi, I'm Amy Weir. I'm the Place 5 trustee for Round Rock Independent School District and the current board secretary.
Hi, I'm Tiffanie Harrison. I am the current Round Rock ISD trustee, Place 6, and the current board vice president.
And we're here to talk today a little bit about student well-being. I know my opponent, your opponent, they are only interested in, they want to say that we're low on academics. We need to focus on academics and not worry about student well-being. There was a forum in Round Rock Library, and my opponent in particular said, let's get back to academics. We don't need to worry about student well-being. And as you know from our numbers, our academics are actually on the way up. We are focused on academics. Our Lone Star governance goals are all around academics, but we did add one about student well-being.
Absolutely.
And it was an important ad. And in October of last year, we went out to our community. We had forums all over, virtual, in person, and we asked parents, students, teachers, community members what was most important to them. And if you go back and look, November 6, 2021, we did have a board meeting where we went over this data. And Tiffany, I don't know if you remember, I pulled this out. For staff, student well-being, number 2. For parents, number 3. For students, number 2.
Yeah.
For community members, number 2. Parents had literacy and math above student well-being, but everybody had it in their top 3. There was not any group that didn't think this was an incredibly important thing. So our local community, the people here wanted it, so we added it as a board.
Absolutely. And this is what I have to say. I bring being a classroom educator as my experience to this board, a 2-time teacher of the year. So I know how to work with students, and it's difficult to reach literacy and math goals without taking care of the whole entire student. We've been through a lot just collectively over the past 3 years, and it's science. I say this all the time from the dais, but it's brain science. When students feel safe, they can learn. When they do not feel safe, it activates what we call an amygdala hijack. It creates a fight, flight, and freeze response. To me, the most dangerous of those responses is the freeze response, because it means that we have students present, but students not connected to their learning. And I think that that happens a lot with some of the populations that we see that are struggling. I want to make it clear, we have very high expectations of students, and parents are partners in students' education, community partners in student education. And what we've heard from parents, students, educators, and community is that making sure that students have what they need to feel safe and welcome in their schools and taking care of their well-being is deeply important and is part of the overall academic equation.
And I think it's important because, you know, I was a PTA president at a Title I school, and an interesting Title I school, because we had about 60% of our kids that this was not an issue for, but we had 40% of our kids that weren't having their needs met. And as a community, we always tried to take care of those students because it's important. They were my kids' classmates. They were neighbors. That's our community, and we always want to take care of our community. Now, we do know that this election, it's happening all over the state of Texas. There is outside money coming in to try to influence what happens in our community, taking away the voices of our community. Our community, our parents, our teachers, our students want certain things, but people that have a lot of money that are supporting a slate of 5 candidates, maybe 6, I'm not sure, we'll find out soon when the campaign finance reports come out where the money's coming from. But there are people trying to influence and not focus on what we as a community want to focus on.
Correct.
So I think that's incredibly important because our students' well-being is important. We cannot just focus on unrealistic expectations academically for students who don't have food for breakfast, who maybe don't have time to do their homework, after school because they're working to support their family.
Right.
We have to make time and effort to support those kids and to support our teachers, our social workers, our counselors, all of the people that are going to embrace those students make sure they can do well.
I'm proud of the investment Round Rock ISD has made into mental and behavioral health, taking care of the whole student, right? We can't focus on education if we don't focus on student well-being. That's super important, and that's something that I know we're deeply committed to. So I'm Tiffanie Harrison. I am running for Place 6, and I appreciate your vote.
And I'm Amy Weir. I'm running for Place 5, and I look forward to having your support on November 8th.
Thank you.